Tourism, the business of hospitality and travel. The traveling public and tourism promoters. Chapters 1. Introducing the world's largest industry, tourism. After you have read this chapter, you should be able to understand and explain the basic definition of tourism, identify the major participants and forces shaping the tourism industry, explain historical factors that encouraged the development of tourism activities, explain the impact of physical, human, and regional geography on tourism activities, explain why tourism should be studied from marketing, management, and financial perspectives, identify future challenges and opportunities facing the tourism industry, discuss career prospects in the tourism industry. Could a career in tourism be in your future? From the day he entered the hospitality management program at Central Piedmont Community College, Bruce Moss knew he wanted to be in the business of serving people. The twists and turns his career took after graduating have been as varied and exciting as the industry that became part of his life, tourism. Bruce's career began with a bang and soon skyrocketed. It started with the job of assisting manager at a 177 room Ramada Inn franchise in Charlotte, North Carolina. Right after graduation, he was soon promoted to the position of general manager at another Ramada Inn with the same company in Clearwater, Florida. Based on his successful track record of profitable operations, he was recruited to open the 244-room Tampa Airport Hilton. The promotions and opportunities just kept coming. Just 6 years after his graduation, Bruce was recruited to fill the position of Director of Front Office Operations in the Innisbrook Westin Resort, a 4-star, 4-diamond golf tennis court in Palm Harbor, Florida. After 2 short years, he was promoted to Vice President, Resident Manager of this resort complex covering 1,000 acres with over 1,200 condominium units, 3 championship golf courses, 4 restaurants, over 60,000 square feet of banquet space, and a staff of 1,000 employees. Like almost everyone in the tourism industry, Bruce was presented with many new and challenging opportunities on a regular basis. His next assignment found him moving from the seashore to the mountains as he accepted a transfer to Innisbrook's sister property, Tamarin Resort, high in the Colorado Rockies. Bitten by the resort operations bug, Bruce decided to complete a 4-year degree in tourism to open up even more opportunities. Armed with additional education and a broad base of operational experience, expanded career opportunities led him to general manager positions at Purgatory Village in Durango, Colorado, and later in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. His most recent career move finds Bruce as a business owner serving all segments of the tourism industry. After 25 years of serving the traveling public, Bruce and his wife, Lori, purchased a central reservations business which books lodging, destination activities, and vacation packages for individuals and groups traveling to the southwest Colorado region. Achieving success in this multi-million-dollar tourism operation hasn't happened by accident. Intensive employee training focused on the highest quality customer service and constant technology investments, over $100,000 in just 1 year, keep Gateway Reservations on the cutting edge of service delivery. As you approach the study of tourism, let your imagination soar, learning all you can to prepare yourself to grow as your career advances. Like Bruce, who earned 2 degrees in hospitality tourism management and continues to maintain his certified hotel administrator designation, never stop learning. The opportunities that await you are endless. Introduction. Welcome to the study of a dynamic group of industries that have developed to serve the needs of travelers worldwide. Tourism. Tourism is the business of hospitality and travel. Whether we are travelers or we are serving travelers' needs, this exciting and demanding group of visitor services industries touches all of our lives. In this book, you will explore the many and varied segments of this multifaceted industry. As you learn more about tourism, begin thinking about the future challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for all of these industries and how they may influence your life. Services and tourism. Services and tourism go hand in hand. You will learn more about these services in Chapter 3. However, as we begin our study of tourism, it is important to know that these activities make a significant economic impact on almost every nation in the world. Services are growing at a faster rate than all agricultural and manufacturing businesses combined. In fact, tourism-related businesses are the leading producers of new jobs worldwide. Tourism has developed into a truly worldwide activity that knows no political, ideological, geographic, or cultural boundaries. For a long time, tourism was disparate and fragmented, but as this industry has continued to grow and mature, a sense of professional identity has emerged. It has formed lobbying groups such as the World Travel and Tourism Council, which includes executives of airlines, hotel chains, and travel agents among its members, and concentrates on making the case for tourism's global importance and economic value. The future prospects for tourism are brighter than ever as people continue to travel for work or pleasure. Given its historical performance as a luxury good during expansions and a necessity during recessions, travel and tourism's future economic prospects look quite bright. As we will see later, the growth and popularity of tourism activities have not been accidental. Growth projections indicate that tourism will support almost 350 million jobs worldwide by 2025. This will be an increase of over 70 million jobs when compared to 2015. Tourism has become more than just another industry. It has developed into an important part of the economic fabric of many communities, regions, and countries. Tourism activities have historically demonstrated a general upward trend in numbers of participants and revenues. Tourism is one of the few industries that is sensitive to economic ups and downs, and yet at the same time rebounds quickly from any negative economic conditions or other environmental impacts. Even in the face of a dramatic credit crunch, an economic slump, or political uncertainty, the impact on international tourism was not as severe as the downturn experienced in foreign trade and industrial production. Over the past 6 decades, tourism has experienced continued expansion and diversification to become one of the largest and fastest growing economic sectors in the world. Chapter 1, Introducing the world's largest industry, tourism. What is tourism? As tourism-related activities have grown and changed, many different definitions and ways of classifying the industry have emerged. Use of the term tourism has evolved as attempts have been made to place the title on a difficult-to-define group of naturally related service activities and participants. As we embark on our study of tourism, it is helpful to begin with the common definition that has been accepted for decades: the temporary movement of people to destinations outside their normal places of work and residence, the activities undertaken during the stay in those destinations, and the facilities created to cater to their needs. As our definition shows, tourism includes a wide array of people, activities, and facilities, and most people would agree that it is a unique grouping of industries that are tied together by a common denominator, the traveling public. Can you describe tourism in your own words? Take a moment to think about this question. You might find it easy to answer this question in general terms, but more difficult to answer if you were asked to provide specific details. In fact, you might find yourself facing a task similar to the one depicted in Figure 1.1. Tourism is much like the elephant, diverse and sometimes hard to describe, but, just like the elephant, too big to be ignored. Specific segments of tourism such as airport transportation, theme park, eating and drinking establishments, lodging and accommodations, and museums have their own industrial classification codes in every industrialized country. However, the overall grouping of related activities and organizations that come together to create the more comprehensive tourism industry does not have its own distinctive industry code. To address this concern, organizations such as the WTTC and the United Nations World Tourism Organization have spearheaded efforts to highlight the breadth of economic impact of tourism. Even though tourism may not be classified as a distinct industry, it is generally agreed that tourism appears to be becoming an acceptable term to singularly describe the activity of people taking trips away from home and the industry which has developed in response to this activity. Food and beverage, attractions and entertainment, transportation, travel agencies, accommodations, destinations. The blind men in tourism. The traveling public and tourism promoters. Table 1.1, Components of the tourism industry. Accommodation services, railway passenger transport services, water passenger transport services, transport equipment rental services, cultural services, country-specific tourism goods, food and beverage services, road manager transport services, air passenger transport services, travel agencies and other reservation services, sport and recreational services, country-specific tourism services. Both the WTTC and UNWTO track and report tourism statistics to highlight the size, scope, and impact of tourism-related businesses. Comparable data from around the world is made possible through the use of a common definition of tourists or visitors. As defined by UN, tourism is a social, cultural, and economic phenomenon, which entails the movement of people to countries and places outside their usual environment for personal or business professional purposes. These people are called visitors, and tourism has to do with their activities, some of which involve tourism expenditure. The U.S. Travel Association has taken the commonly agreed upon definition of tourism and restricted its scope by defining these activities as trips away from home of 50 miles or more, one way, or trips that include an overnight stay and paid accommodations. By using a common umbrella definition, data can be collected and analyzed for each of the industry subgroupings shown in Table 1.1 in tourism satellite accounts. Even as the debate continues for a common definition, it has been suggested that the definition be expanded to include the concept of displacement. This inclusion would expand the definition to capture the decision of tourists to leave the familiar behind in order to participate in something new. Because definitions conjure up different meanings and can be used for different purposes, some critics have suggested using a term other than tourism to describe the industry. One of these suggestions has been to use a more inclusive and descriptive term such as visitor service industry for convenience and ease of understanding. However, we will refer to tourism as an industry in this book.